Happy Friday, everybody. Gabby and I are here at Highbanks, one of our favorite places. Generally, it's not overrun with dogs and dogs off leash and people and all sorts of things like that that we dislike. So I'm here pretty early. Woke up at around 7:30, which is uncustomary for me, considering I went to bed pretty late too. But I think my body's just kind of attuning to these morning person crap that I hadn't done for decades. Gabby's happy though. One day I'm gonna have to take some video of her getting all excited as we pull into parks. She's extremely cute. She just whines and jumps around in the back seat like a puppy. I think that her dad, Bruce, used to take her here relatively frequently. So she knows when I turn on that turn signal off of High Street that we're going to be going for a walk with us. Seed pod explosion. It's a little bit chilly out today. It's about 63. It's nice. There's no wind. It's supposed to be cloudy all day, but I'll take it. It's not supposed to rain at all, which is good because I have my usual Wednesday or Friday obligation to cut the lawns. And thankfully, they are finally slowing down. We've been getting so much rain in Ohio that the grass just keeps growing. I also fertilized the front lawn a couple of times, and that might have been not the smartest idea, I suppose. Excuse me, I have to do some pickup duty here. Duty pickup. Gabby always likes to start off her walk with a little bit of less of a load, if you know what I mean. And this is a pretty big one. If I do say so. Gabby, hold. Gabby, stop. You're good. You don't have to back up all the way. Let's unjibber jabber you here. Leg. Good girl. So my tripod that I'm using to film this is on its last leg. I super glued it. I got rubber bands around it. And I finally just said, the heck with it. And I bought a new one. It arrives today. It's supposed to be extremely heavy duty, made out of metal and instead of this plastic garbage that I got. It's a little bit bigger, so I'm a little bit concerned it's going to be more of a chore to carry around, but we'll give it a try and see what happens. It's a whole $12 investment, and I can always send it back. But I'm just afraid carrying $1,000 quote video camera on this piece of junk makes me a little bit leery, to say the least. So $12 investment to protect the $1,000 investment, I think is a good deal. Looks like they're doing more clear cutting back here. I'm not sure why. I wonder if they're going to create something, or there is a lot of dead wood back here. I guess they're just kind of getting rid of the dead stuff so the other stuff can start growing in better. noticed on my last walk at Anheuser-Busch Park that the blackberries were already starting to ripen. I was shocked. It's pretty early in the season for that to happen, but I suppose there are some earlier varieties. I'll have to go back there and pick some. There's a little deer bed from last night, it looks like. Got a lot of mosquitoes buzzing in my ear. They're annoying. I hear some water, so it sounds like it's moving pretty quick. Let's see what it looks like today. Last time we were here, it was completely flooded out. We were barely able to do anything, really. Oh, it's moving like crazy down there again. Come on, tick magnet. Come on, baby. Oh, yeah. Oh, my. It's even up on the banks today. One day we're going to have to come here and it's going to be low again. It's really nice in this area when the water's low because you can walk out onto the rocks and into the waterways. But not today, no. It's farther inland than I've seen in a while. Yeah, we've been getting lots of rain this spring. No shortage of water around here. Man, these mosquitoes are crazy. Wow, look at that. This is usually dry bed right here. Slow. Yeah, this is rarely ever like this. Don't go in the water. I don't swim good. Yeah, it's moving. It's about as fast as I've ever seen it. If you had a canoe on there, you'd be really cruising fast. No paddling necessary. It's times like these when people get stupid and they go out in it and they can get swept away pretty quick. Last year, I think it was up on the old Tangia ways, a dog was off leash. Yeah, I'm talking about off leash dogs again, I guess. Whoa. Where are you going? What the? Gabby. She's going crazy. I don't know what she found. You find tree rats? I'm kind of scared she's going to stumble onto us. Uh-oh. She sees something. No, I don't want you to hurt your paws, remember? No. Shh. I can't figure out what she's after. Anyway, I'm afraid she's going to stumble onto a skunk. Hey. Gabby. It's all good. Not under there. All right, I don't know what's there, but we're gonna leave. Come on. This way. Go around the tree. Come on. Leave critters alone, because I don't know what they are. Slow. Come here. This tree's got some crazy stuff on it. Looks like warts. Gabby, honey. Slow. 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 She is all amped up now. It's always fun when she finds a critter at the beginning of our walks, and she's like superwoman. Where are you going, Gabby? What is it? I can't see what it is. It's gotta be a squirrel though. I don't see anything. She sure does. Okay, let's untangle. Come here. Smells really green back here today. I like it. Oh, I can hear something creaking around back there. I wonder what it was. Gabby, foot. Gabby, leg. Good girl. All right, let's calm down now. She's in hyper prey mode. It's funny when she gets that way. She's made some changes over the year that we've had us. She wasn't afraid of thunderstorms before that I know of, and this year she's petrified of them. And when we first got her, she didn't seem to care about chasing critters at all. And now that she's hooked up with Bailey and Jasper, my other two dogs, who both are hound dogs and have very high prey sense of prey, she seems to have picked up on that a little bit. She goes just as crazy as they do, and she sees tree rats. I guess that's a dog's job, is to chase critters. But, good girl. Last week we got a citation from the city for our dogs barking too much, which is total bullshit, because I'm very vigilant about that. And our dogs don't bark for more than a few minutes at a time. The person that did it, I believe, one of our neighbors who's not a dog person, took the unneighborly, cowardly way out and decided to make a complaint that was unfounded. And revenge is a bitch. That's all I can say. I don't know for sure if it was her, but I have a pretty good suspicion. It's either her or the neighbors in back of us that we don't know, and have not been very friendly since they've moved in. So we're doing some measures to quiet the dogs down. I put up a fabric fence guarding one of our front fences, where they do tend to bark at people walking by. It's not been extremely successful, but it's helping a little bit. Otherwise, after dark, I let the dogs out one at a time because they tend to get more barky when they're together. And I take out Jasper, my coonhound, who's the noisiest. Well, I can't say he's the noisiest. Gabby's pretty darn noisy. She's got that deep shepherd voice that people just hate. Okay, we got 2 big dogs coming this way, so we're gonna head back down here and kind of hang out till they pass, so as not to create any circumstances. Let's take a look at this tree, Gabby. Come here. Isn't this a cool tree? Yes. Maybe there are some squirrels in it. Come here. Look at me. Sit. 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 Gabby, sit. You don't listen very well anymore. She's lost a little bit of her training since we've taken her on, because I'm not consistent as much anymore as Bruce was. Good girl. Good sit. Good girl. You should just watch the dogs walk by. That's very good. We're gonna still wait. Okay. Safe. That's why I prefer this park. The Metro Park system demands that your dogs be on leash. And if the ranger catches you, you get a fine. In the Columbus parks, like Whetstone, they just don't have the people patrolling and administering the ordinance, or well, you know what I mean. That's not the right word. Man, the bugs are incredible this morning. Thought they would have been gone by sunup. It's been so darn wet. I think our mosquitoes are going to be crazy this summer. So anyway, that ordinance been taking Jasper out at night on a extend the leash, and he does really well. As long as he's on the leash and I'm out there with him, he's not going to start barking. I have no problems with him doing some barking during daylight hours, like between 9 and 8 o'clock or something like that, 9 and 9. And people can just have to deal with it. The ordinance letter even said in capital letters, dogs bark. And yes, I mean, that's just part of the deal of owning a dog. The rule is, I believe, that the dogs cannot bark for more than 20 minutes at a time. My dogs never come close to that. The biggest problem is when they see a squirrel. They all go kind of crazy for a few minutes, and then Jasper gets locked into a prey loop for about 20 minutes, just standing there waiting for something to happen. That's just the nature of his breed. He's trained to do that, to sit and wait patiently until prey comes around, then he goes crazy. So, when I'm home and I, excuse me, bug went down my throat. Anyway, when I'm at home, I generally go out with them and keep them quiet. I have a giant squirt gun rifle that I barely have to use. All I have to do is click it or pump it, and they they run. Dogs don't like being squirted with water. It's not cruel or anything. It's pretty innocent, and it works. I tried the bark box, these little things you hang on trees, and it kind of worked for Jasper a little bit. But I caught Gabby standing right like 1 foot in front of it and barking one day, and I decided to send it back to Amazon. That's just not good enough. They have other devices. That was a big bug. They have other things that you can use directly on the dog. Bark collar, e-collar. I'm not too excited about those. While I would never use the shock portion of an e-collar, they do have a little buzzer or a sound, a tone that goes off. And I was reading about one that has a remote control that allows you to choose which intensity and which, whether you want to use a sound or a vibration or a shock. And people swear that they work pretty well. It's kind of a last resort for me. I'm not too comfortable with strapping on some pain for my dogs just because they're barking. I really want to get the fuck out of Ohio or the fuck out of Columbus. Whoop, I said fuck. Oh, I said it again. Nice little hole in the ground. Wonder who lives down there. I'm just so sick of neighbors. They always want to get in your business. They're always messing with your stuff. I belong to a couple of dog groups on Facebook, and this one lady's like, I live in the middle of the country on 3 acres, and my nearest neighbor, I have to yell at the top of my lungs for them to hear me. And that same neighbor called the city on them, or whatever, the county, and got them a citation. And that just makes no sense. Morning. I mean, if you're going to move out to the middle of the woods, your dog should have complete freedom to do whatever the heck they want. It's a little bit disappointing to hear a story like that. I'd like to move to a place where my nearest neighbor is not within sight. It's just something that I've had problems with since I was really young. Not very neighborly. I'd rather they just stay in their little place and I have my little place. Come on, let's go this way. We went that way last time. Jabba. Yes, my little girl. So I guess the neighbor struggle is eternal and universal. And I was walking her last night on our normal neighborhood walk and realized just how freaking close together the houses are. I mean, you're right on top of each other. It's just ridiculous. I don't think that we were meant to live that way. It's not as bad as apartment living where you're stacked and next to each other. I'll be really sad one day if I have to resort back to an apartment or a condo kind of deal where you just got stupid people all over the place. Really would like to move to a farm or a farmhouse with some outbuildings and such like that, with maybe an acre or two surrounding it. and put up some fences, let the dogs have a nice area to run that's protected. And Gabby, why'd you pee in the middle of the road? And maybe one day, I'm not quite sure what we're doing right now. Things are extremely up in the air. Have to see how my marketing businesses and Cincy do, if they can turn the corner on the financial problems we've been having. It sounds like we're making some progress, but progress is slow when it comes to rebuilding a business. But they're working hard at it, and I see successes, so that's good. Sadly, all my nest eggs are in that basket, and gets me some insomnia some nights, wondering if what's going to happen with finances down the road. I surely can't make it doing veterinary assistance. The pay is just too freaking low. I mean, there's no way we could live on what I bring home. And I definitely have no desire to work full time. Part-time's already extremely stressful. And to be God honest, it's starting to become an issue. So I'm not sure where that's going to end up either, I'm afraid. I'm enjoying it, but the stress level versus the pay versus the time it takes to work is just not equating to be something that I can probably handle on a long-term basis. Look at these. These are pretty cool. I always like these things. I don't know what they're called. I don't think they're Queen's Anne's lace because they're too big. It's almost like corn. What, honey? Why you sad? This is a strange bench. It's pointed into the woods. Huh. I don't think I've ever walked this far on this path. I don't know where this ends up. Danger, deep holes, no swimming. Huh. Makes me want to go look at it. Let's see if we can get down there. Let's go see some deep holes. Ooh. Hold it. I hear something over here. Wow. Yeah, this is crazy flooded. Stop. Look at that. Man, the mosquitoes are just eating me alive today. I thought they'd go to sleep during the day. I guess not. They're all munching on us. Yikes, get out of here. It's like a place it's like a place to go fishing, I guess. I don't know. That's the main river past those trees. This is all flood. It's crazy. Can you see the mosquitoes on camera? They are swarming. Oh my God, come on, let's get out of here. Careful, there are mosquitoes down here like crazy. Oh my gosh, they're just eating us. Come on, honey. All right, back on the path. I'm not quite sure where this is gonna end us up. We're walking pretty far today. I got nothing much to do. It's pretty early still, so we'll just continue until we can continue no more, which may be coming up here in about 1 minute. Because we turned back into cement, and that's always a sign that we're heading back out. Yep. Look at that baby. Gabby just loves going on these things. Again, that's why I do them. I mean, look at these. I just love this stuff. Look at this. It's like being in dinosaur world. It doesn't look as good on camera, but these things are huge. Look at that. Little snow caps. What are you crying about? Where does this go? That goes into tick land. Let's see. Wow. There was a mill here, a saw and grist mill. I don't know what a grist is, but there is one. Wow, look at these mosquitoes. Oh my God. Yeah, I don't know where we are. We'll have to duck back into the woods up here. It's so nice coming here, coming to parks during the week. What's this? Well, this must be the park's answer to doggy bags. Might as well take a couple so it doesn't hang down. Come on, girl, let's get out of these fields. I know what we need to do. Let's throw away your poops. Oh, here's something I've never seen. Let's read this. Come here, honey. She's not gonna have patience for this. I'm gonna take a picture so I can read it later. The Olentangy River Road. Huh, Whetstone River. Later renamed the Olentangy River. Interesting, did not know that. All right, baby, come on. Ouch. Damn, getting wet. Oop. I just heard my tripod take a crack. I think I ordered a new one at the right time. Come here, honey, let's throw away your poops. Let's see if there's a fountain for doggies on here. There might be. Nope. There. That's not even working. Okay. Let's walk a little bit this way. It's a nice little picnic area here. Lots of parking. A lot more parking than things to do. There's a little house over there. Can't see it on camera too good. Come here, let's go take a look at this house. I saw a sidewalk there, that's why I figured we'd give it a try, otherwise I wouldn't have bothered. I'm not walking through a meadow with all these bugs out today. But hey, if there's a little sidewalk, I'm game. I've never explored this part of the park. Creatures of habit, people are, and you stick to what you know. But these walks are all about exploration, so we're going to explore. Oh, it's not a house, it's a little shelter. Look at all the nice clovers. I'm gonna taste one of these, see if they're tasty. Nope. I think the bees already got the nectar out of this one. I remember I bit into one of these clovers once. It was so sweet. And I haven't been able to find one like that for a while. The bees just love them, so they come and suck everything out. That's fun. Oh, look at this daisy. Come here, honey. Let's look at the daisy. Look at that little baby daisy. Isn't he pretty? Yes. This is just a shelter house here. There's another one back there too. Come here, honey, let's sit down for a minute. Wife and I got married in one of these. Our anniversary was a couple of weeks ago, and we've got 2 anniversaries actually. One is our actual marriage date, and the other one, oh, it echoes in here. And the other one is our family wedding. And we got married in something just like this. It was a good time. Good time. Okay, let's sit for a minute, okay? Sit. Sit. Or stand. You can do whatever you want.
Look at that little girl. Look at that little baby. She's so pretty. Yes, she is.
Yeah, I figure if I could have a small house with a barn, a greenhouse of some sort. That's not even mandatory. Just a small house with some sort of outbuilding where we can store stuff and do some stuff. And if I had neighbors that lived way, I'd say, quarter mile into that tree line way down there, I think that would satisfy me. I don't think you could hear the dogs barking that far. You're looking at some money though. Get some land that's that deep. There are some places in southern Ohio where you can get a pretty decent piece of land for not too much. You have to go out a ways, which means you're going to be driving to get, like, you know, your mandatory things like pizza, groceries, gas, and stuff like that. But I've just had it with suburban living. It's too concentrated. Just stresses me out. Something like this would chill me out. It'd be nice to have a window that looks out to something like that. Yeah, it'd be nice. We don't need much space. Just a couple of bedrooms, common room, and some room for the dogs to run around. That's really all we need. I kind of just described a mobile home. And I'll tell you what, at this point in my life, I'm even considering that, as long as I have land around me and I'm not in a freaking mobile home park doing Trailer Park Boy episodes. Because those people are whacked. See an old playground over here. Looks like all the swings are gone. It's an old one. No, there are swings on it still. At least the baby swings are. I don't know about the big ones over there. You ready? Yep, she decided that we're gonna leave. So let's head back this way, honey. No, this way. Girl. Over here. We don't need sidewalks. We can walk in grasses. This is definitely Gabby's element. She smiles the entire time. I know she's panting, but I'll call it a smile. I think this might be the weekend where I take Bailey out for a walk, bus maybe. I took him around the neighborhood the other day, and he did really well on the leash. I was kind of shocked because he hasn't been on a leash for months, but he knows that if he's on a leash, he's going to have some fun. So maybe he'll behave. Nah, what am I thinking? He's a puppy still. He has good days and bad days. Wow, look at these crazy weaves. Look at that. I wonder if they're the same thing. Yeah. Here's some bugs talking. Hi, bugs. Oh, they're holding hands. Isn't that cute? Still pretty empty here. This is definitely gonna be my go-to park. I really love Whetstone in the backwoods, but it is what it is. Gotta unravel. Called the city about the being attacked by the Great Dane in the woods in Whetstone. They never called me back. Sometimes I think the city just has phone numbers just for fun. Come on, honey. Let's go this way and then we'll walk back into the woods over there. Okay. But at first I called the Metro Parks people, not thinking, and she's like, "Oh no, we don't manage that park." I'm like, "Oh, that's right, that's a Columbus Park." So when before I hung up, I said, "You guys are doing a great job. Thank you very much." Morning.
Good morning.
You swallow a bug. Here, leg. Good job. Here. Here's an entrance to the woods over here. getting a lot of mushrooms this year in the yard because of all the water that we've been going through, all the rain, I should say. And I try to pick as many as I can because who knows, the dogs find everything tasty, and the last thing I need is for someone to get eating some mushrooms they're not supposed to be eating. They probably came with the mulch that we put down. Whenever you put mulch down, you never know what's going to pop up in your garden that year. All sorts of foreign weeds. One year we had a really bad ant problem after getting mulch, and we kind of attributed it to the mulch. It sucked. We're all over the place. Haven't seen them this year. What I have been seeing, though, which is reassuring, is last season, let me start backwards more. 2 years ago, we have a lot of lavender Russian sage in our yards. And we had tons of bees. And last year, I noticed that the bees didn't come back. I mean, we had hardly any. Now, I did have to stop up. They were getting into our foundation. They made some nests, and I knew that wasn't a good idea, so I had to plug up their entry points. But I don't think that's why they disappeared. But so far this year, we've been getting all sorts of bees, bumblebees and honeybees, and lots of carpenter bees. So it's nice to see them coming back this year. Always been a big fan of bees. I'd love to have a beehive thing one day, but I know it's a lot of work. And bees are fairly fragile creatures, and if you don't do something right, you'll kill your entire colony off. I don't really care for honey that much. It's not the reason I would do it. I would just do it to propagate the species. Because we need bees. Without bees, there won't be anything. I read an article that there's a company that's creating mechanized bees. I want to say Walmart. I know that doesn't make sense. But they're robotic bees that will pollinate plants. I know the almond industry is extremely dependent upon bees, to the point where there are traveling bee colonies that roll around on semis, and they populate a orchard for a period of time during fruiting season. There's a chipmunk. She doesn't seem to care about chipmunks as much. But they populate the area for a while, do their jobs, and then get back into the semi and roll off to the next orchard. It's pretty cool, actually, how they use that resource that way. We're not going deep. It reminds me too of even in Ohio we have these. I know they have them out west, but traveling goats that people who do not want to use like lawnmowers and such for their lawns, you hire a goat herder. He brings out his flock and they munch on your grass and cut it naturally and fertilize on the way out. It's interesting. It's natural. Doesn't seem very speedy though, I have to say. I don't think I would have the patience for that. Hold on. These bags they provided are pretty unwieldy. They're like garbage bags. There we go. Come here. Come here. Sit. Gabby. Gabby. Come here. Come here. Oh man, these mosquitoes, once you stop, they just go crazy. Banner day for Gabby. She did 2 poopies. She's so happy. Slow. You're going too fast on me. Hold on. Good. Oh, look at that. He's right on me biting me. Oh my God. This is insane. I'm going to have all these skeeter bites when I get home. What the heck is that? That's a bird. I'm glad I wore a sweatshirt. It's crazy. This way. This tripod wound up holding up for one more walk. I'll probably keep it for desktop use. It still works. It's just like, ouch! Oh my gosh, that was hurtful. It'll still work for taking pictures on desktops and stuff because I'm not walking around and getting shook about by the dog. I wonder if she's getting bit too. I bet she is. Don't forget to give your dogs heartguard medicine. All these mosquitoes, you never know which one's going to have that dreaded heartworm. And if your dog gets bit by a male and a female, they're going to get heartworm. And if you haven't been giving your dogs heartworm meds, do not give them to them without going to the vet and getting a heartworm test. Because if they have mature heartworms or are infected by heartworms and you give them the medicine and the medicine kills the heartworms, chances are pretty good it's going to make the dog really sick or die because the worms start putrefying in the blood. And the key to successful treatment is to do it slowly over time so the animal system can process the dying worms. It's not an easy solution. It's much easier to give them a once a month dose of HeartGuard than to spend thousands of dollars on treatment that would require your dog to be to be crated for I believe it's at least a month. They're not allowed to get any exertion. They have to have cage rest the entire time because if they go out and exercise while the worms are dying, it could clog up their lungs. Their pulmonary vessels. And that's not a good thing. Come here, honey. Look at this little flower. It's all by itself. There's some more coming out. She's like, I don't care about flowers. I like to eat them. So this is a pretty good walk for the girl. It's a little bit over an hour long so far. She looks pretty tired. Might have been a little bit too much. That's why I took a break up at that house up there to give her a chance to recoup a little bit. Her old bones. But I talked to my doctor and she said moving around if you have joint problems or arthritis is actually good for it because it helps build lubrication. So I'm assuming that that's the same issue with other animals as well. When we first got Gabby, she was pretty painful. She would get up really slowly from a lying down position, and I got her started on supplements of various types. I'll talk about those at another time that have made a world of difference in her. Literally has turned her from an older dog into a younger dog. Now, supplements only go so far, of course, that she's gonna get, her age is gonna supersede the effectiveness. But for now, she's a happy girl. And I'm not seeing the effects of arthritis very bad at all. And her mix, which I believe is Golden Retriever Shepherd, they have problems with hip dysplasia, where their hips get really arthritic. And sadly, it's a progressive disease that pretty much ends the life of the dog because they can no longer walk at some point. But we're trying to keep her healthy by giving her walks and giving her good foods and giving her supplements. And knock on wood, we got some more time to spend with Gabby. Come on, girls, get a drink. Want some whiskey?
Yeah. Let's get some whiskey.
Well, we're heading back to the car. Just over an hour. It's not bad. I know no one's watching these, so it doesn't really matter. But I like watching them. Been using them to fall asleep. My own voice puts me to sleep. So we're gonna get up in the car. Gabby, Gabby, up. Oh, well, there's the hesitation there. I think she's tired. That's right, we'll get it. Oh, good girl. Would you like some more? Yeah, here, let me give you some more. Oh, yes. Look at that smile. Look at that smile. Want some more? Here. There's a little bug in there, but she'll eat it. A little protein can't hurt anybody, right? There's my girl. Look at that black and look at that spotted tongue she has. Yeah, she's so pretty. Well, that's it for a Friday, June 7th, 2019. Walk with us at Highbanks Park. We will see you again soon. Good girl, drink some waters. Yes, good job. Wow, your first seat. Okay, have a good one, guys. Have a good weekend. I'm gonna try to pump out another one of these, maybe with Bailey this weekend. Peace.